Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to Three Buck Theater. And you know what's really funny? Everything about what I'm going to show you guys. So when the Snyder Cut was announced, we had all the actors come out and support it, despite some pushback from some naysayers out there. There's been actually more positive coverage of this than not. But what really cracks me up the most was this comment that came out today by Ray Fisher, Cyborg's actor himself, which seemingly came out of nowhere, where he just goes on Twitter and says, "I'd like to take a moment to forcefully retract every bit of this statement." And he attaches just a 13-second clip. So let's see what he says here.
Yeah, I mean, Joss is a great guy, and Zack picked a good person to come in and clean up and finish up for him.
Still got some more time. What's your name and question?
And that's it. That's it, right? Just Zack picked a good guy in Joss Whedon and come on in and finish it for him. And of course, Ray Fisher wants to forcefully retract everything in that statement. Of course, there's a lot of people who are pro Snyder Cut coming out and clapping and applauding and cheering and going, "Yeah, we're that." But I don't know. I think it's funny that he did it. I think it's funny that he came out and he said it. Clearly, he's like letting some of his opinion be known about the reshoots of Justice League, or Jostice League as it's really now known as. But at the same time, part of me can't help but feel it's a little bit unprofessional to come out and attack Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon was paid to do a job. He might have done it poorly, but he also was under a massive, serious deadline, and the studio, mainly Kevin Tushihara, Jeff Johns, John Berg, they're the ones that were driving the ship. He might have been the captain in that moment in time, but it was like a replacement captain, like a substitute captain that had to come in to finish it after the first captain quit because, you know, family tragedy and everything else. So we know everything that's happened with Snyder in this movie, and it's funny now to see Ray Fisher come out and say something about it. I'm not mad at Ray Fisher. I'm just also like, I'm wondering what caused this. I'm wondering what pushed him to make this comment. I'm wondering what prompted him to say this out loud and put it on Twitter. And it got a lot of retweets. I mean, I caught it this morning when it had just gone up like 10 minutes earlier. And of course I was like, "Oh, dang, you did it. You nuked him." Now, like I said, again, I wouldn't have personally done it, but that's just me. I think he got permission to make this comment, and I think we're going to see a little bit more come out from like the cast of Justice League under Joss Whedon. I mean, Jason Momoa has probably said like the most in regards to the Snyder Cut on like a larger scale. I mean, Ray Fisher, God bless him, hasn't had as much exposure since then as Momoa. And so it does make a fair amount of sense that obviously, like, you know, we're going to see some stuff. I don't know if Affleck's going to say anything. I don't know if Gal Gadot's going to say anything. It's possible DC fandom is going to like just be a cathartic, let's dunk on Joss Whedon session. Or there could be lots of questions about about the process of that's going to be coming up. Or people might just ask Ray Fisher, "Yo, can you elaborate more on this?" And I think really what it boils down to is the Cyborg storyline in Justice League was cut down. We know that. Victor Stone's origin story was practically cut out of the film. Snyder's come out and said that obviously at this point, you know, it's like Cyborg is the heart of the movie. He's the heart of the story. Ray Fisher was actively involved in the development of the character before they started shooting it. So there's a lot there that we know about. But also, let's pay attention, though, to that clip specifically. That clip was from Comic-Con 2017. Now, granted, Ray Fisher in that moment is wearing an I Heart Zack Snyder t-shirt, which is great. It's really funny. I wasn't in the room when that happened, but I did see them on the floor a little while after the panel. I happened to be walking by the Warner Brothers booth when everyone lost their mind. And I just kind of looked up and there's like the entire cast. And I'm like, "Oh, wow, cool. Man, Gal Gadot is hot in person." Ooh, you know, and that Ben Affleck, ooh, he's a looker too. So, you know, there's, and I'd climb a Moa like the meaty mountain that he is. Anyway, Anyway, so yeah, in this moment, like I think he got a bit permission to come out and say it. I don't think there's a good relationship with Joss Whedon and Warner Brothers anymore. I definitely don't think there's a good relationship between Joss Whedon and the cast. And as we get closer to the Snyder Cut coming out, and they get maybe the go ahead from AT&T or Snyder himself to make some of these comments known, it's going to come out. We're going to get a lot more information. Again, though, I just want to reiterate. Snyder was hired to come on in, Whedon was hired by Snyder to come on in and to do the rewrites. He was picked by him. He was chosen to finish the project. Whedon did what Whedon could do, but still a lot of this was studio interference. And we do happen to give Whedon the brunt of the pushback. Because his name's attached to it and he's the public figure, the person who was chosen to come in to get it over the finish line. And that's not entirely fair to Joss. And I think that's a fair statement to make. That's not entirely fair to Joss. But at the end of the day, we still got the Snyder Cut coming in 2021, early to mid 2021. Ray Fisher dropped this bombshell today, which was funny as hell. Even if I didn't fully agree with it, I still found it to be pretty funny. And I look forward to what information comes out in a few weeks when DC fandom happens, and then the information that's going to drop most likely in between now and then. But as always, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at mjarbo. If you want to become a channel member, link is in the video description. Help support it, keep it alive. And of course, I do lots of streaming. So hit that bell and get in on the action when it goes so you can see the show live. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.